Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, the T on NPD and relationships. Hello everyone. To all of my new subscribers and new family members, hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, listen y'all, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video, fam. Y'all know what I'm about to say, don't you? You know I'm about to plug that live stream. Yes, I am. You know why? This is where we get to the meat of the matter, fam. This is where we actually go from healing to wholeness to bonus. This is where we actually get to the meat of the matter. This is where we actually learn how to go in and to begin to heal the soul. It is so important. So important that we take care of the soul. The soul is also something that is under attack when we are dealing, with these narcissists, and we are coming out of this thing and trying to heal and move forward. So y'all, I'd love to see your face in the place on that video, on the live stream. Listen, we usually start around 5:30 p.m. If you are on the Facebook and YouTube platforms, I would love for you to turn your notification bells on so you get a notification when we go live on the channel. All right. And y'all know I'm getting ready to ask y'all to do what? What was that? Help me out with that. What? Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that. I need y'all to hit that like button, okay? 1 time, 2 times, every time for your girl. Can y'all hit that like button for me? Please, okay? Somebody hit it for you, okay? Can you hit it for somebody else? I'd love for you to hit that like button. Listen, this is what helps the content spread throughout the algorithm, okay? And other people can pick up on the content as well, all right, fam? So listen, make sure y'all hit that like button for your girl, all right? All right, y'all. And then last but certainly not least, y'all, let me just tell you, the goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. If you rocks with your girl, y'all already know. Please, 1 time, 2 times, every time. Hit that like button for your girl. All right. So, want to plug the book really quick. Y'all, pick up your copy of Seduced by Satan. It's pinned in the description below. Let me tell you something. This book is, like I told y'all before, and I tell y'all on every video, this right here is a page turner. This is not based on a fictional story. This is based on a true story. This is my first book collaborative effort. I'm going in on these birds. Listen, it's going down. It's going down. So I want y'all to really click the link below and pick up your copy. Okay, buy a copy for yourself and somebody else. All right, do that, please, and thank you. And recommend it to your book club. All right, family. Thank you all so much for those of you that have supported the book. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much. All right, y'all. Let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to answer a question. I was asked the question, does a narcissist care about all supply going no contact? Do they care about all supply going no contact? That's a good question, isn't it? Well, I'm going to answer that question today. And I think it was just from a place of, they were asking, okay, so now I'm done with the narcissist. Do they care that I'm no contact? Will they try to come back? Does the narcissist care if you're no contact? Will they try to come back? We're going to talk about the type of supply that a narcissist truly cares about going no contact. So, let me say this. Just like all supply is not created equal, here it is again. All supply and all no contacts are not created equal, okay? And what does that mean? I'm just saying, to a narcissist, this is how they are. Does the narcissist care if you're no contact? Are they going to try to come back? Well, we're going to talk about the supply that they really do care about, because they don't care about every supply going no contact. There are some people that the narcissist will involve themselves in relationships with. They don't they won't care if that person is no contact. And this is simply because it's not a personal thing. It's just that the narcissist doesn't care. There are certain people that they may become involved with that they feel, okay, this is a good supply for right now, but is it going to be someone that I want to keep in my life for the long haul? Narcissists don't always engage with supply for permanence. You know what I'm saying? For meaning that they're going to want to keep that supply in their lives forever. There are certain supplies that will go on that list, that they do want to put in that harem, but all supplies are not like that. Okay. So when you ask the question, does the narcissist care if you're no contact, and will they try to come back? If you were, let me just put it like this. If you were with the narcissist and you were the primary supply, and maybe you were married to the narcissist, or you were possibly in a serious relationship with them, and you had been there for some time. The devaluation situations happened, and basically some things transpired. You may have said some things to the narcissist, may have exposed them in some type of way. Maybe even, went to the degree of, researching some things about them and brought some interesting information to the table that caused them to be very upset and angry that you would bring something like that out, and it made them feel a type of way. When I say made them feel a type of way, like something like shameful, you basically called their integrity into question. You called their character into question. But, you were that main supply. You were that girl, or you were that guy. You were that man or that woman that really held them down, and you really took care of business when you were there with the narcissist. But, at the end, you wanted to get some revenge on that situation, and basically you left the narcissist with no stones unturned. That devaluation was rocky, and the discard was a mess. And so, you left that narcissist basically wide open, exposed, and vulnerable as far as their image was concerned, and all of that good stuff. The narcissist is not going to care about that one right there, going no contact. Ain't going to care at all. If that's what you did, they don't care about you going no contact. You don't have to worry about them calling you back. They not going. They don't care. They know the answer to that question right there on that one. No, they're not going to try to call you back. Because it's too much of a risk. You have done some things, and you said some things that have caused them to now have to go and do damage control, and pretty much they're going to write you off at that point, because the narcissists need to know that you feel something, or they have some type of an emotional advantage over you for them to feel like it's even worth them contacting you anymore, right? And so if they don't feel that, then it's no reason for them to try to come back. Now, this particular supply that I'm going to tell you about now, they do care if this supply goes no contact, okay? If you were that supply that basically did everything that I talked about earlier, you validated the narcissist, you were there for them when they were down, you helped them, you allowed them to run over your boundaries, you allowed them to parentify you, there were just things that happened in that relationship that you just kept taking it, and then finally that discard happened, or the narcissist felt like you were so all in that they could discard you, and you just decided to make it permanent. You just was like, I don't care about, you've actually done me a favor. And maybe what also happened during the discard is you tried to call the narcissist back. You tried to have a conversation with them about what you felt like should happen. How you wanted them to basically sit down and have a adult conversation with you about the breakup or whatever. And you said to, you let the narcissist know that basically you were, this was a bad situation, but you felt like if that was their choice at that time and this is what it needed to be done, then that's fine. But you never took it to the extreme of where you just burnt all bridges, meaning that you didn't expose them, you didn't make them feel vulnerable and make them feel like their image was being attacked or their credibility was being attacked or anything like that. You just basically you just left, just silently closed up that chapter and you just left. Now this right here, this supply right here, oh yeah, they care that you are no contact. Oh yeah, they really care. They really care. And the reason why is this, is that you didn't show them in the end that there was nothing to come back to. So when you don't show a narcissist that there is nothing to come back to, they always feel like there is something to come back to. Now, I do want to say this. You do need to know, though, if they discarded you and you had a back and forth with them during that discard and whatever else y'all were talking about and all of that kind of good stuff, you still blacklisted. Oh, yeah, you still on that. Because, see, once a narcissist blacklist you, and they can blacklist you and you are in a relationship with them. Okay, that doesn't mean a thing. That just means that once you get on their bad side, they're never going to put you back on the good side. They're going to always see you as that person that they can't trust. They'll tolerate you. They'll still be there with you. But when they say that you're not, that they can't trust you, they can't, you cause them to feel vulnerable or whatever, they gonna still blacklist you. You ain't gonna come up off of that, right? That's why they treat you so bad. That's why they're so disrespectful, because once they put you on that list, it's straight disrespect after that. That's just what it is, okay? So this particular supply, though, yeah, the narcissists care, okay? They do care that you are no contact, and they are going to come back. Absolutely. Why? Why this particular supply? Because they feel like they still have a shot at manipulating your emotions. Plain and simple. A narcissist, for them to care about a person being no contact, that person had to be a great supply to them that did not cause them to be shamed and make them feel vulnerable at the end. Because shame is that one of those core injury things that like you can't cause them that type of injury. Just will put them, because the narcissist will feel like, what is there for me to come back to? You think of me like this. You think I'm this type of person. You think I'm, whatever you shared or you found out about them. A narcissist is not going to come back to that. It's too hard. They're going to have to work too hard to try to change your mind about the way you feel. A narcissist don't want to work like that. They're lazy. Okay? They're very lazy. So that's what happens in that type of situation. Okay? They're going to be upset. They're going to feel like, I'm not going to, what would I want that person back for? So that person, they're not going to, no, they don't care if you're no contact. But this person right here, the one that left, and okay, that's fine. You don't have to give me any closure. Now, you can also say, guess what? Yeah, I'm going to make this no contact permanent, which I hope you do. But if you didn't cause them shame and didn't cause them to become vulnerable, you weren't trying to, do all of that extra stuff to just let them know you knew who they were, but you were that great supply for them. Yeah, they care that you are no contact. And yeah, they gonna come back. Absolutely they will. And so what you need to do is be prepared to say no. Okay, be prepared to stand in your decision and make sure you're gonna stand 10 toes down and like, nah, this is the decision you made. I've gone through this with you back and forth. No, we're not doing this again. But Those are the different. So basically, no, the narcissist doesn't care if every supply goes no contact. They don't care. But there is that supply that they hate that you go no contact. Now, they don't like not having access to you, but they deal with that. Because, you know, supplies can sometimes come a dime a dozen, but your type of supply, So, family, I hope this helps. And so I hope I answered the question as well. All right, family. So take really good care of yourselves. And I will see you all on the next video, fam. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.